Are you an H-1B visa holder? Do you have an I-140 petition approved or have an extension under AC-21 provisions? Are you on H-4 visa? If yes, we've got amazing news for you. As of May 26, 2015, you or your spouse on H-4 visa might be eligible for a work permit, aka EAD. And to apply, you need a lawyer who knows about H-4 visa issues. Lawyer Shah has been at the forefront of this fight for H-4 rights and has actually helped make this dream a reality. Now, his firm is ready to help you or your spouse get their EADs. Call 510-742-5887 or visit www.splgpc.com to apply for your EAD. This is an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is created by this ad.
And now, from the San Francisco Bay Area studios, KLOK proudly presents to you the prominent attorney Shah Peerally for the Shah Peerally Law Show, coming at you with over 50,000 watts of power. The Shah Peerally Law Show, where all your views matter.
Hello everybody. Assalamu alaikum, sashrika, namaskar to all the listeners, and this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we're going to discuss about immigration law and of course debt settlement. And today I have Franco on the board with me. I was not going to do the show live today, but luckily I was able to free myself. So today we're doing the show live, and I think today is May 23rd. So ladies and gentlemen, feel free to call if you have any questions on immigration. The number to call is 408-912-5565, and the number to our office is 510-742-5887. Again, this is Attorney Shah Peerally, and we are discussing about immigration law. Some of the news today: there was a press release by the American Immigration Lawyers Association about the transparency of the H-1B lottery. What happens is there two organizations now are suing to know exactly how they're deciding on those lotteries, because the government doesn't give a lot of information which one and how do they pick the people. Is there any kind of procedure they are following, or is just randomly, or they're picking whichever they want? So they want to know what is going on there, and hopefully we will see some stuff happening in this area when it comes to H-1B. And I will recommend that if you file an H-1B and you didn't get picked in the lottery, at this point I don't think you actually will be picked up, because it's too late now. But we are hoping that we will see some stuff coming, and hopefully that will change the whole dynamic there when it comes to the lottery system and the options of the H-1B. And again, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, everything I'm telling you is for educational purposes only. So you should not act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are covering different topics on immigration, and we have a lot of things happening. The STEM OPT. Last time when we were doing the STEM OPT, and we talk about the difficulties of IT consulting actually filing those, but ultimately we kind of find a way, a bunch of lawyers kind of put their head together, and we kind of find a way that they can actually help. And we have this published on our website, how they can help. One of them is monitoring through devices, monitoring through having a supervisor, and hopefully that will help the STEM OPT students that they don't lose their chance to really get the chance to use their OPT. And that 24-month OPT has to have this Form 983 filled, and this is what's causing a lot of people to be scared, because it's not something that is really easy when people are looking at it. Many employers are scared about it because it's an attestation. So that's one thing that we wanted to talk about. And also, There's some news, unfortunately, some news against some people were arrested in Mississippi for fabricating fake U visa documents. As you know, the U visa is a very powerful visa. It ultimately gives you a green card. In fact, it's going faster than the EB2 or EB3. It applies to people who are victims of crimes, and some of the crimes are listed are usually assault with deadly weapon, domestic violence, and extortion, blackmail, things like that. You might get a U visa. How the U visa works, you file it, and you can also have another visa going at the same time when you're filing the U visa, and ultimately after a while you get a temporary work permit if you file under the deferred action work permit, and then now it's taking around 2 years to 3 years to ultimately get the U visa itself. And after that, if you wait 3 years more, you can file for a green card. The good thing with the U visa, you don't have to be in status to file it. So for those who are victims of crimes, give us a call. We can handle the case. Sometimes you don't know you might have a U visa without even knowing it. Especially students out there, they don't even know they have a U visa. And again, I'm hearing that we're having some interference on my side, so I'm sorry for that. If you're not hearing me properly, this is Attorney Shah Peerally discussing about immigration law, and we are talking about all the issues related to the U visa and that fraud situation that we saw actually on the U visa in Mississippi. And also the other news is there is a potential that the fees on not only on H1B but on immigration will be raised, and it might be raising by 21%. So be ready for that. Hopefully it will not, but I'm pretty sure it will now, because this is getting proposed to raise the fees by 21%. And the other thing that I wanted to discuss today is family petitions, because a lot of people kind of ignore this element. And since I focus mostly on employment base, we also focus on family petition. We have kind of a team divided here. Part of the team are focused mostly on the family petitions, for example, marriage petitions, sibling petitions, and also parents petitions. Unfortunately, the dates retrogress for many, and a lot of people are suffering, and they're really getting irritated with this. The F4 date retrogress for next month, and people who are expecting to at least get a green card in the next couple of years now are not going to get it. So it's kind of sad, and hopefully we will be able to remedy to that. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about marriage petitions, because one of the big questions I get is, if someone is in the United States, is it better to file for an adjustment of status while you're here, or you file for consular processing? Well, adjustment of status is a lot faster and easier, of course, because you're dealing with one Department of Homeland Security. Having said that, it's not always a good idea, especially if you already had that intention of doing that when you entered, because then you might have an issue of what we call a violation of the visitor visa, for example. This doesn't apply, by the way, to H4, H1 or visas which are dual intent. But for example, let's say someone comes to the United States on a B1 visa, and then after a few months that person decides to get married, and he gets or she gets married. Can they file for their green card? Of course they can. The problem is, if you already planned this, then you will be in the arena of fraud on the B1, B2 visa, because you didn't disclose that. Having said that, there are rules which pretty much kind of still protects people on this. So I recommend highly that if you're filing now for such a visa, to have an attorney with you, because they are very much questioning the visa the new visa, not U visa, but the B1 visa when you go for the marriage interview. The way it works, once you file the paperwork, you do the fingerprint, the biometrics. After that, you will get an interview, and you can also file for your work permit in the meantime, and you will get your work permit after 8 weeks or so. But the case will probably, if you're in San Francisco or Santa Clara, we are talking about it's easy. It's around 4 months to 6 months for an interview. So once you get the interview, you have to go there and basically go with your spouse, and this is where they're going to question you about your marriage. And the questioning is very much related to the marriage and how you enter the United States. And if they are not satisfied, they might call you for another interview. Or if they already did an investigation, they think the marriage has a potential of fraud, they will separate you and ask questions on both sides. So, for example, you will have many of those questions might seem dumb, but this is the way it's done. For example, what is the color of your toothbrush? What is the color of the towel today in your bathroom? How many bathrooms you have, etc., etc. So, be ready for all this. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking a little bit about marriage petitions, and we handle a lot of those cases, and we have been very, very successful so far. Of course, not every case is successful, but so far we have a very good track record, and we are very proud of it. So, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to call the line, the studio line, 408-912-5565. I'm talking a little bit about family petition here because a lot of people complain that I talk mostly about employment based. Now, the same rule will apply for your mother and your father. If they came on a B1, B2 visa, you want to file, and you don't want them to go, and you are a U.S. citizen, if you didn't make that intention when they came in, you will be able to file for an adjustment of status, and they will be able to stay in the United States. Now, the question is, what happens to the B1, B2 once you file for the I-130 and the I-45 adjustment of status? Well, it has no bearing, because as soon as you file that, you become in a period of stay authorized by the Attorney General, and that means pretty much it covers you to stay in the United States without any problem. So you don't have to worry about the B1, B2 at this point. What you have to worry about is how you entered and what did you actually plan. So be very, very careful when you're filing those, and if you need help, again, you can call us at 510-742-5887. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take Mondays usually is a little bit a slow day, not like Thursdays, but I'm going to take a quick break now, and then we will be back after those messages, and I will be talking about parents' petitions in a few. Thank you. Don't go anywhere.
If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Peerally can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Peerally is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Peerally, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
Beerables Inc. is an e-solutions company that provides custom web design, web application development, and internet marketing services to individuals and businesses. They can build powerful e-commerce sites, mobile apps, develop content, and market you on social media. They can help manage your brand's reputation and provide rock-solid customer support. Call today at 1-800-651-6091 or email us at info@beerables.com for a free consultation today. Again, the number is 1-800-651-6091.
Very good afternoon, Mr. Shah. Thanks for a very good show.
Thank you for the show and all the information that you're providing.
Hi, Shah. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mr. Shah. Thanks for doing this program.
Hi, Shah. Thank you.
Hi, Shah. Thanks for picking up my call.
Hi, Shah. My name is Kunal. Let me thank you for this wonderful show. It's been a tremendous help, actually.
Mr. Shah, thanks for sharing the information.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to congratulate. It's a wonderful show, and lots of people are getting benefited in different areas like immigration and settlement and all.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, first of all, thank you very much for providing all this useful information. Really appreciate.
I've been listening to your shows. I know I've been listening to your shows only on Mondays, but I from now on I'll try to make it a point listen to it. The other days also. Thank you for doing such a great show. Thank you for taking my call. It's a wonderful show.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Shah. Appreciate your talk show and daily listener about this, and it's very informative.
Yeah, hi, Shah. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Rajesh.
Hi, thanks for taking my call, and first of all, thank you very much for your service to the community. So, thanks for briefing up the current situation. Unfortunately, it's affecting but the good people as well, whose aspiration is this country. Thanks, Mr. Shah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir.
Hi, this is Ravi. Thanks for taking my call, Shah.
Hello, is this Mr. Shah Peerally?
Yeah, this is Shah. You're live on air.
Yes. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Good. Thanks.
Happy holidays.
Oh, thank you, and the same to you. Hi, sir. It's a great show you're doing. Thanks for all your help. Thanks so much.
From all of us at the Shah Peerally Law Group, we want to thank you, the audience, for making 2015 such a great year. We wish you a happy and prosperous year in 2016.
Thank you for your kind word. Thank you very much.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to call us 408-912-5565. And I was talking about family petitions. Now we're going to talk about parents petitions. If you are a U.S. citizen and you want to bring your mom or your dad to the United States, you should be able to bring them filing an I-130 petition, and once it's approved, the case goes to the National Visa Center. Once the National Visa Center approves the case, you fill the right forms. Then they will have an interview at the U.S. Embassy. They pass the interview, they will come here. But what happens if your parents or your mother or father is in the United States on a visitor visa, for example? Well, you can do an adjustment of status. The same rule as marriage petitions will apply. And usually for parents petitions, if it is done properly, you don't even have an interview and you get the green card straight. So this is where it's kind of interesting to hire a lawyer to do it, a lawyer who's experienced, but you don't really need a lawyer to do that. But the paperwork is so tricky sometimes, it's a good idea to have a lawyer to help you. And especially you don't want to be charged of and I am very cognizant that people are always kind of really trying to actually get things moving fast for their parents, but sometimes it might not be a good idea. So be very careful when you're filing those, especially if you are in a situation where you have to actually basically file from B1, B2 to this one. The same rule will apply for F1 because those are non-dual intent visas. But you cannot file for C visas, by the way, crew visas. Depending on the C visa, there's one C visa which is a transit visa. That one you can file for change of status. But the other one, the crew visa, the one that you use for the crew to travel to the United States, these ones you cannot really use you cannot do a change of status. So my question today is that I get all the time is, which one is better? Is it an adjustment of status or is it a consular processing? Well, it has its own good and bad. The good part of the consular processing, this is the normal way, the regular way, but it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it can take more than 1 year. The good part of the adjustment of status, it goes a lot faster. But the bad part of the adjustment of status, if the intent was present, they can hit you with that intent, or if someone lies at the airport, it becomes a problem on the group. So not the group, but it becomes a problem on the people to actually deal with it, and they don't know really. Then they charge them of fraud, and you have to get a waiver, etc. That becomes very, very difficult on people. So, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking now about family. Now, for the siblings, unfortunately, siblings are not immediate relatives, so you'll have to file it unless your sibling, which are your brothers and sisters, they are in the United States on a different visa. They will not be able to stay here while you file for this, because remember, for immediate relatives, when you file them, you get a period of stay authorized by the Attorney General, which allows you to stay in the United States without leaving the country. And this is a big advantage which a lot of people want to enjoy. So now the question is, which one is better? And I answered you, it all depends on your case. Sometimes it's good for you, sometimes it's bad for you. So you need to pick which one is the best on your case. So now let us talk a little bit about abuse cases where VAWA is involved. Many times you will see people coming here and they go ahead and they unfortunately, not only the marriage doesn't work, the U.S. citizen or the green card holder abuses the immigrant, and it happens both ways. By the way, it's not only a one side thing. It is something that is either man or woman. The abuse comes on both sides oftentimes, unfortunately, and that's something that we deal with on a regular basis. We see a lot of abuses coming, and the thing is just like, unfortunately, we see those cases where people are being abused and they don't know what to do, or they're scared, they stay in the marriage because they don't want to lose their green card. But the truth, if you're being abused, and abuse has to be real abuse, not just making it up and you expect to win a case based on that. No, you're talking about real abuse where people are really taking advantage of the other. For example, abuse can be in different types. For one, you have mental abuse, which is usually the most common, where there's basically torture, mental torture. And the abuse can also be physical, and abuse can also be both mental and physical. And physical abuses, it's a pretty straightforward case, but mental abuses, you have to prove it and you have to explain it. And I'm very proud to say that we have a very good rating on when it comes to those VAWA cases. But having said that, it's not very easy sometimes to prove the abuse, because many times the abuser will hide things from the abuse, and they have to prove three things to get a VAWA. One, there was a good faith marriage, which is a bona fide marriage. That means it was a genuine marriage. It was entered not to cheat the system. Two, you have to prove you've been abused. And three, you have to prove that you yourself is of good moral character. But the truth is that all those issues this is where, if your case is not straightforward, or even if a case is straightforward, it's good to have a lawyer by your side to help you. And we have done many VAWA cases in the past, and recently we have won some big ones. And abuse is not only, by the way, against women. Okay, even VAWA means for Violence Against Women Act. It's used also for men, and I've personally won many cases where men have been abused. Oftentimes for men, it's usually what we call a mental abuse, and this is something that is very well documented. In fact, a study was done that now in America it has become almost equal, the abuse side. Abuse for women and men is pretty much equal now, and some experts say it's even more because of the fact men doesn't report it. So unfortunately, we are in a changing world, and the world is, it doesn't matter you're a man or woman, if you've been abused, you need to get a chance to actually get a chance to stay if you have a genuine case. So those are the things that we kind of attach when it comes to employment based, and not employment based, family based. I've been so much talking, and today I'm happy because usually Mondays I have a chance to talk more, and I wanted to cover the topic of family immigration because a lot of people think that we do only employment-based immigration, but we do both, and we have been very successful in both. We also help on the U visas, which are very much related sometimes to what we call to abuses, which are also domestic violence cases, and these are for people who are, for example, on F1 visa, H4 visa, etc. So call us if you need help and you're a victim of domestic abuse, you're a victim of any crimes. We can help you, and the number to our office is 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887, and unfortunately, we are seeing more and more people coming to us with situations that are very unique in their world, because what people don't realize is the world is changing, and what didn't constitute abuse before is now an abuse. So you need to look into that, and if you need help, again, 510-742-5887. So talking about the family petitions now, there are other stuff that are attached to family petitions that I have not really covered completely, but if you have, for example, Child Status Protection Act, this is a big problem because oftentimes people lose on those, and unfortunately sometimes even when you get it, you find out that they still don't want to give it to them. So these are other issues. You have humanitarian grounds, for example, you have asylum, you have you name it. There's a vast thing out there apart from employment based. But of course, employment based, you have a lot of other options that sometimes you can even have both an employment based and also a family based petition. So look into those, have a good lawyer assess your case before you just give up. One of the things that we are looking into a lot recently are cases where we are dealing with people who have who are EB1As. A lot of people think you have to have a PhD to get an EB1A. Now I'm going to go into employment based because a lot of people don't really know how the system works, and they just jump onto a visa without knowing it. And I apologize today for the technical sound problems we are having, and I think we might having the same issues because of the phone, so I apologize for that. So if you're calling and you're unable to reach us, give us a call at the office, 510-742-5887. So I'm going to change the topic to employment based in a few, but we're going to take another break right now, and we will be back after those messages. And we have Franco on the board, and anything I'm telling you today, it's for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Again, 510-742-5887. We'll be back after those messages.
Are you an H-1B visa holder? Do you have an I-140 petition approved or have an extension under AC-21 provisions? Are you on H-4 visa? If yes, we've got amazing news for you. As of May 26, 2015, you or your spouse on H-4 visa might be eligible for a work permit, aka EAD. And to apply, you need a lawyer who knows about H-4 visa issues. Lawyer Shah has been at the forefront of this fight for H-4 rights and has actually helped make this dream a reality. Now, his firm is ready to help you or your spouse get their EADs. Call 510-742-5887 or visit www.splgpc.com to apply for your EAD. This is an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is created by this ad.
Beerables Inc. is an e-solutions company that provides custom web design, web application development, and internet marketing services to individuals and businesses. They can build powerful e-commerce sites, mobile apps, develop content, and market you on social media. They can help manage your brand's reputation and provide rock-solid customer support. Call today at 1-800-651-6091 or email us at info@beerables.com for a free consultation today. Again, the number is 1-800-651-6091. 6091.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back. Now we're going to talk a little bit about employment-based immigration. The employment-based immigration that we are going to talk about today are mostly on EB1 and EB1A. This is something we have been doing for a while, and it's not very easy, it's not very difficult, but not everybody qualifies for it. But the truth is that many of the people who qualify under EB1A, what they don't know is that you don't need a PhD to qualify under the EB1A. The EB1A requires some elements that if you can prove them, you should be able to get your green card. And the good news is that if you're from India, to get the EB1A, you might still be getting it, and you don't have to wait because there's no waiting time for India under the EB1A. There's also the EB1B for researchers and scientists of outstanding capacity. But the thing is that when it comes to the EB1A, you don't even need an employer. For EB1B, you need a research facility or a university to file for you. So is very important that you know the distinction. Then you have EB1C, which is another interesting one. These are for people who usually come on L1A, but there's no requirement to be on an L1A to file for an EB1C, by the way. If you meet the requirements of the EB1C, the qualifying relationship, 1 year with a foreign company, etc., you should be able to qualify for EB1C. So look into that. Don't just let go of this, all those options, because right now a lot of people are getting very, very upset because the EB2 is going backward, and it's very sad, but unfortunately this is something that we are dealing with right now, and we hope things are going to change, and hopefully we will have a better visa bulletin coming up. But until then, we need to find solutions for people so that they don't stress. And EB1A, EB1B, EB1C. And for those who have a spouse or themselves are born outside, you can look also in national interest waivers. So now what is happening, we are seeing a lot of people who file for H1B, they fall out because now they are scared of going on the new OPT, they are scared of all those issues. But at the end of the day, we are seeing people who are resilient and who are looking into other options. And there are few options. If you are from Canada, for example, you can tie the the TN visa. If you are from a country which has a E2 visa available, you can do an investor visa and ultimately stay on your student visa. But you can also look into a straight green card and go ahead and file an EB1 or a national interest waiver if you fall into the category. There are three things that you have to be getting in order to get an EB1A. I mean, you have to have in order to get it. So the 10 things that are usually listed is: have you received any nationally or internationally recognized prizes or awards for excellence? Are you a member association that require outstanding achievements? Is there published material in professional or major trade publications? Have you made any original scientific, scholarly, or business contributions of major significance? Have you been displayed at artistic exhibitions or showcases? Those are for actors and artists. Have you played a leading role in an organization with distinguished reputation? For example, you are a big leader, an executive, high-line executive in a company. Have you been in command of a high salary? If there's a law, your salary is pretty high. So this is something that you might want to look into if you want to be on EB1A, and you just need 3 of them. But now the question is, proving those 3 can be a headache. So you need to be able to package this well, and we can help you. Hopefully, if you need help, give us a call, 510-742-5887. And if you have any questions, like I said, the number is 510-742-5887. So EB1 is one option. Of course, for Canadians, you have TN. For Australian, you have E3 visa. So there are a lot of options out there which people don't even know about. And if you're from some countries where you can do the investor visa, look into that. So now let us kind of change the topic from immigration. Let us move on something very different, and we are going to talk a little bit about debt settlement, because debt settlement is something which is also really much relevant to our community, because a lot of immigrants end up by overusing credit cards or having other issues with debts. And we will be back after the break, and we will be talking about debt settlement for a few minutes. And I think after that, Amit will be joining us. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back after those messages.
If you own a property and have a second mortgage on it, and if you want to keep this property and get rid of the second loan, attorney Shah Peerally can help. Call 510-742-5887. Due to the uncertain economy, many people have settled their debts for a fraction of its value. It's recommended to use an experienced lawyer to deal with it. Shah Peerally is an experienced debt settlement attorney and has handled hundreds of such cases successfully. There are no upfront fees for debt settlement. Only when you win, you pay. Call Shah Peerally, attorney at law, at 510-742-5887 or visit yourdebtsettlementattorney.com for a free assessment. This is just an advertisement. No attorney-client relationship is established by this ad. The law does not guarantee success. Call 510-742-5887.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shah. Thanks for a very good show.
Thank you for the show and all the information that you're providing.
Hi, Shah. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mr. Shah. Thanks for doing this program.
Hi, Shah. Thank you.
Hi, Shah. Thanks for picking up my call.
Hi, Shah. My name is Kunal. Let me thank you for this wonderful show. It's been a tremendous help, actually.
Mr. Shah, thanks for sharing the information.
Good afternoon, sir. I would like to congratulate. It's a wonderful show, and lots of people are getting benefited in different areas like immigration and settlement and all.
Yeah, good afternoon. So first of all, thank you very much for providing all this useful information. Really appreciate.
I've been listening to your shows. I know I've been listening to your shows only on Monday, but I from now on I'll try to make it a point listen to it. The other days also. Thank you for doing such a great show.
Thank you for taking my call. It's a wonderful show.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Shah. Appreciate your talk show and daily listener on Thursdays, and it's very informative.
Yeah, hi, Shah. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi, Rajesh. Hi, thanks for taking my call, and first of all, thank you very much for your service to the community. So thanks for briefing up the current situation. Unfortunately, it's affecting the good people as well, whose aspiration is this country. Thanks, Mr. Shah. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome, sir.
Hi, this is Ravi. Thanks for taking my call, Shah Peerally.
Hello, is this Mr. Shah Peerally? Yeah, this is Shah. You're live on air? Yes, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. Good, thanks. Happy holidays. Oh, thank you, and the same to you.
Hi, sir. It's a great show you're doing. Thanks for all your help. Thanks so much.
From all of us at the Shah Peerally Law Group, we want to thank you, the audience, for making 2015 such a great year. We wish you a happy and prosperous year in 2016.
Thank you for your kind words. Thank you very much.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to talk for a few minutes about debt settlement. And debt settlement is a way to get out of debts without having to file bankruptcy. And many times people confuse debt settlement with what we call debt consolidation. What we do here, we negotiate your debt for a fraction of its value and bring it down to a point that there's not much to be paid left. And we, for example, you owe $100,000, we might be able to negotiate it and bring it to $10,000, $20,000, depending on your case. We can do that for credit cards. We can do that sometimes for second mortgages, especially when the home loans, the equities are down, etc. But at the end of the day, it's not like immigration where you're just plugging stuff. It's all about negotiation, and we can help you. We had situations where people try to do it on their own, unfortunately, and they end up by paying a lot more than they would have paid in a regular case. So for those who need help, if you have a lawsuit against you, for example, and you owe money, or you owe on the credit cards, or you owe on any kind of debts, except student loan, which is very difficult, you can give us a call. We can try. And when it comes to debt settlement, we don't charge anything in advance to help you. So call us and check our website, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Check some of the testimonials and some of the case we have done so that you can get an idea. And it seems right now the economy is fluctuating, so some people really need help because the calls are coming now a lot. And you can call us 510-742-5887. And now we're almost done with the show. Hopefully I have Amit on the line. Amit, are you there?
Hey, Shah, yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you, Amit? So, Amit,
Good,
I think you have... I'm doing well. I think you have 15 to minutes to go. So
okay.
I will let you finish. So anything we are telling you today, me and Amit, are purely educational in nature. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Feel free to call us 510-742-5887. Thank you, Franco. We'll be back on Thursday from 10 to 11. Please call us 510-742-5887. Thank you, Amit. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Shah. Thank you for having me, and Sat Sri Akal.